Well, the Boilermakers are wishing they could put that clock on fast forward and just get it going and head back to West Lafayette. We'll give you the three-quarters statistics in just a moment as they go with a running play. That's Hickson, and he pushes the pile forward for about 3 yards. Through three quarters, Mike, what do you get from these numbers?
Well, the fact that Kansas State can't muster any offense and the 6 turnovers. Obviously Purdue with 4, but the Kansas State turnovers have just killed their effort.
60,780 in attendance tonight. That's the second largest in Alamo Bowl history. 4th largest for football in the Alamo Dome. Bishop sets deep under pressure, and he's sacked by O'Keefer. 5 times those defensive ends have gotten to him tonight.
I think this is Michael Bishop's fault over here. O'Keefer's being blocked. Now they block him up in the line with Thomas Barnett, and then he just runs over Eric Hickson. So really, Michael Bishop never had a chance again.
O'Keefer has 3 sacks in the ball game.
Once you make Michael Bishop pull that football down and reset, O'Keefer's just right after him.
3rd down, and they have to take it out to the 46-yard line to keep this drive going. Bishop throws very long, and it is caught by Parise.
That's one you throw up, Ron. There may have been a little push off on Henry Bell.
53 yards.
Yeah, Parise may have pushed off on Henry Bell. But a high fly throw by Michael Bishop. Let's watch it here. Michael Bishop throwing across his body. Now Parise just did a nice job against Bell. Bell kind of loses his balance.
And of all the plays that looked as though it was going for naught, that one was one of them, and it winds up as a plus 53. Quarterback draw. And Bishop goes down hard just inside the 10. That's Felds combining with Lorzell on the tackle for Purdue.
Michael Bishop running the quarterback draw, just follows the blocking of Brian Goolsby. Fells makes the play. He's had a remarkable ball game also, Ron.
Willie has. He has
talked about him being a wrestler in high school. He had a three-year record of 99-2.
David Allen at left guard, and then he disappears. He takes a pretty good hit by Reeves and also Woody Felds again.
Their inability to run the football tonight, Kansas State has not been able to muster any kind of attack inside to cause Purdue any kind of problems. Mark Mangino, who you see right here on the right, Ron Hudson, the quarterback coach, done such a great job of Michael Bishop running the football and the quarterback counter and ISOs and draws. People from all over the country have called about their running game.
Timeout called by Kansas State. Will take it with them. 12:08 to play in the game, and the Wildcats are down by 2 touchdowns. We are back. You see the clock. 12:08 remaining in the ball game, and it's 3rd down Kansas State. And they need to take it to the 5.5-yard line to move the sticks. Bishop in the option play gets a block at the 5, and they will have the first down as David Allen gets belted out of bounds by John Reeves.
And the speed option, and Michael Bishop takes it right to the defensive end, kicks it out. But Brian Goolsby again with another nice block that sets up this first down. Watch number 30 come out of the backfield and make this block for David Allen.
The play clears for the Kansas State.
Henry Bell.
12 for 80 yards for David Allen tonight. First and goal, Wildcats. Allen again, right side, touchdown, K-State. Brian Hanley with a huge block. And that is the first offensive touchdown in this ball game that K-State has taken the offense and driven it down the field without taking it over at the 6-inch line or recovering a fumble in the end zone by the defense or special teams. Gramatica to attempt the extra point. Missed his first of the year on that last touchdown. It's a good pass and knocks this one home. Showed us a timeout. 11:59 left in our ball game. It's a 7-point Purdue lead. Well, that's the longest drive of the night. 7 plays, 64 yards by the Kansas State offense. 3 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Michael Bishop engineers it. Allen scores the touchdown. And here's the kickoff. Line drive, and it's going to go in and out of the end zone. Adrian Karsten, let's check in with you.
Run all night long. The Wildcat defense has been trying to figure out how to stop Drew Brees. Now, hopefully not too late. They think they've got it. If they can force him out of the pocket on this drive, they figure they get the ball back. They can stick it back in the left end zone as you look at the field. But, Ron, the ironic thing is the times I've seen them drive Drew Brees out of the pocket is when Semino, Kelly, and Oaks have been in there together, and that has not been very often.
Well, then looking at the field right now, Adrian Semino and Jeff Kelly just went to the sideline. Oaks is the only linebacker on the field. Brees puts some air under this one, and in and out of the hands of Sutherland. Boy, that was close. Threw a nice pass. Cooper had to cover.
Yeah, you work on the strong safety again, Jared Cooper. Sutherland, but Purdue has dropped some passes this evening. As this game's moved along, Drew Brees has hit his receivers, and the ball has not been able to be brought in.
We've got it unofficially. 8 drops with that one right there. Brees lobs it too high and should have been, whoa, almost intercepted by Butler.
Well, they gave the statistic to us the other day, Ron. Of the 17 interceptions in the regular season, 9 were deflections, 1 by the defense, 7 by their own receivers, which we've seen tonight, and 1 by the turf that should have been an incompletion.
And that Wisconsin game.
Yeah, so they said, you know, you take away those 9 interceptions or 9 deflections, he would have had 8 interceptions for the year and 516 attempts.
Third down. They are 2 of 13. They have missed their last 6 third-down conversions. Brees puts air into this one, got Jones open, and he dropped the football. I don't believe this. This young man might have scored. Good heavens.
Well, make it 9.
I beg your pardon.
Making 9 drops now. Gabe Cox with a sure big play from Drew Brees.
My apologies to Isaac Jones. It was Gabe Cox.
Well, this ball was thrown perfectly by Drew Brees. Gabe Cox just couldn't bring it in. Took his eyes off of it.
He scores, Mike. So again, Chris Daniels to handle the long snap as Danny Rogers prepares to punt. They're coming after him, and he gets it away. Good driving spiral. Flag is down as they rough the kicker. And Allen will be tackled at the 45. Now let's see if it's roughing or running into. 49 yards in the punt, 14 on the return.
5 yards running into the kicker. And I think Kansas State will take this field position. Purdue gets the choice. I'm sorry. And I think they'll kick it again.
Brandon Clark ran into him.
Going to run over and tell Joe Tiller, but good field position right now as it sits. Got to kick it again.
We're running into the kicker. It's a 5-yard penalty. 5 yards from the previous spot. We'll replay 4th down.
Yeah, they hope to get a better kick here than they had on this last play. But you're going to see Kansas State coming after the punt. And they couldn't catch the number. There's so many of them.
Well, it's 45. Brandon Clark, as we said. He is the man who took his legs out from under him, I believe. 11 penalties, 91 yards now against Kansas State.
And David Allen, dangerous as again. He's clapping his hands, waiting for this football.
Driving spiral, best kick of the night. Allen retreats to the 22. There's a block in the back and a flag, and Allen may score on this, but they're going to have to call it back. Well, he doesn't. He goes down at the 15, but there was a clear block in the back by K-State at the 30-yard line.
It's coming back. May have been havoc.
I'll tell you what, the punting game for Purdue tonight has been havoc. I mean, this has been amazing. Here comes the push right there. Number
38.
Yep. Well, there are two, actually.
3 of them.
Yeah.
On the return team. That's a 10-yard
Could have picked
penalty.
anyone.
First down.
See, there's the first one. Here comes the second one right there. So McGraw was one, but he wasn't the only one.
No, he could share that honor with several players. Penalties have just killed Kansas State tonight.
Now they are scrimmaging with their back in the corner where the Purdue partisans are, and it is very hard for that offensive unit to hear the signals. Kelly going to run it. Or Bishop, I beg your pardon. Corey will make the tackle on him as he brings it up around the 20-yard line.
He had an open receiver. He could have thrown the ball to Darnell McDonald on the quick game, and he was wide open, just tucked it in. And again, you just said it from the start. Concentration has to last 4 quarters, and Kansas State's concentration has not been good.
Bishop going to be tackled again. Colvin and Mitrione. Mike, I think they've only played 5 defensive linemen tonight. They played O'Keefer, Wakori, Colvin, Nugent, who scored a touchdown, and Mitrione, who helped out on the tackle there. I can't remember anybody else.
No.
Can you?
And they've played very well.
They have.
Michael Bishop will attest to that.
Nugent, as we said, the lineman's dream. He got a touchdown tonight. O'Keefe, we've got him for 8 solo tackles, 3 sacks on the evening. Pass over the middle. It is tipped and almost intercepted by Lorzell.
Tried to go to Darnell McDonald again. But this is a series. Again, you go back. Now, this started up first play. He had McDonald open. He tucked it in, ran with it. Second play, he ran with the football when they went back to pass. And then the third pass was not very crisp. Again, just not in sync. And Michael Bishop has not played very well this evening.
7th punt of the night by James Garcia. As we mentioned, James, another youngster from K-State who's back home to play. Played his high school football down at Victoria on the coast. Deshaun Austin is back deep for Purdue. Good high coverage kick. This is a dandy. Fair catch is signaled for and made at the 37-yard line of Purdue. 43 yards in the kick, nothing on the return. Let's take a break. 9:43 left in our ball game. Purdue by a touchdown. 27-20. Purdue leading Kansas State, just under 10 minutes to play. And Drew Brees is in the Alamo Bowl record book for the number of attempts tonight. He's 19 of 44, but he's thrown 3 interceptions, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Crabtree takes it for short yardage into the middle. It's Chris Johnson who's down at the bottom of the pile along with Jeff Kelly.
And one of the reasons he's in that record book is because their inability to run the football. The only chance they got of moving the football is Drew Brees throwing it. And Ron, you talk about changing times. I was reading where Bob Greasy in his 3-year career threw 28 touchdown passes at Purdue, and Drew has had 36 touchdown passes in the regular season. So you talk about changing times in the Big Ten and at Purdue.
Here comes the blitz in the middle, and they give it to Crabtree, and he breaks it. Crabtree will have the first down, and he's still going across midfield. Carter finally stopped a 16-yard gain.
Well, Jay Crabtree probably knows a lot of these Kansas State players because he played at Coffeyville Junior College in Kansas, where he rushed for 24 touchdowns last year. Purdue with success recruiting the junior colleges.
First down, they put the ball at the 47. They keep it on the ground again. Crabtree has 5, has 10, counted off at around 15 yards. Carter will make the tackle. And Coach Stoops, well, again, rocking and reeling in that chair upstairs because he knows that as tough as the offensive output has been tonight, only 1 touchdown by the offense really, that if they go down by 14 again, it's going to be a big mountain to climb. Mike.
Yeah, and their offense just isn't playing that well. But when you go to a one-back set, spread people all out over the football field, your run support sometimes can get mistakes. And that's what's happening to Kansas State.
They go with the 3rd running play in a row. This could be a Purdue record.
Going back to the days of Bob Greasy now. Bob was handing off.
Semino makes the tackle. You know, it was interesting in asking Joe. I said the nicest flattery that you can have is when somebody starts doing what you're doing. How much around the Big Ten have you seen some of your offense beginning to spring up? And he said here and there. Beginning to see more one-back and no-back stuff, but particularly one-back.
Coaches steal a lot of things off that tape.
Crabtree 9 carries, 44 yards now. They fake it to him. Brees gets his pass away complete. And they will give him forward progress enough for the first down to Isaac Jones. Adrian Karsten, what do you got for us?
Ron, this offense we're watching by Purdue tonight is certainly not Big Ten style offense. You know, 45 attempted passes, 46. This is something that Coach Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, says, you know, you don't have to have big studs across the front. We've been with this 12 years, and we're still learning. It's an offense born in a high school back in Thousand Oaks, California, for crying out loud. You don't need the big studs. We can finesse a little bit. Sometimes 2 backs, sometimes no backs. They're going to stick with it and keep learning, Ron, and keep being successful.
Yep, you're right. It's Sherman Oaks, I believe, Adrian, is where that high school started using it with the no backs. But the Oaks was right. Just wasn't 1,000.
Well, you talk about what Adrian is talking about in both these tackles. Matt Light, Jim Coletto signed him as a tight end, so they moved him to tackle. And Brandon Gore, the other tackle, played basketball at Muncie Southside in a nationally ranked high school team. So it gives you an idea that their tackles are very athletic to handle speed rushes off the outside.
2nd down. Brees sets nicely, gets it complete, and stepping out of bounds is Randall Lane. 6:52 left in the ball game. Carter and Proctor were out there on the cover.
This whole Kansas State defensive team is going to have nightmares of this Purdue offense. All the formations, all the throws.
Well, Bill Snyder said in our meeting, I said, what do they finally do to you? And he said, they just out-formation you to death.
Frustrate you.
Breeze, well, had a receiver running a zig and someone else zagged, and Cooper was the closest man to it. I think Cox was the man that he wanted, and Cox ran like a toward the post. He should have stayed outside.
I think Drew Brees misread that pass.
Travis Dortch to attempt the field goal, and this one's going to come from 37 yards away from the near hash mark. Travis, a freshman out of Bozeman, Montana, 6'6", 192 pounds, has one from 25 and 26 tonight. Good pass, and this one is right down the Alamo. So the Purdue Boilermakers, with that field goal, push their lead back to 10 points. And we'll take a break with 6:44 remaining. The Big Ten right now up by 10. Well, we're back. 6:44 remaining, 30-20. Purdue on top. Purdue is a huge underdog in this ball game. And there's the man, Frank Murphy. And he wants the football if he can get it. Let's see if it's returnable. Yep, it is. It's in the field of play from the 4. Tackled inside the 15 by Stelma. First down from the 13-yard line. Bishop, deep retreat, pumps it. Going long, got a man open. And McDonald makes the catch. Flag goes down, but he will score it easily from 87 yards. Let's call it 88 yards.
Billy Gustin tried to run into him to get the pass interference, but Darnell McDonald, with good concentration, brought that pass in for the score. And just like that, Kansas State back in this ball game.
Pass interference on the defense. By rule, we have a touchdown. Penalty is declined.
What good concentration by McDonald, Ron, as he made that catch. 1,092 receiving yards this season.
Gramatica to attempt the extra point and try to make it a 3-point ball game again with 6:23 remaining. And he does.
Busting coverage by Purdue in the secondary, because Darnell McDonald is going to come down the field and there's nobody going to pick him up. Billy Gustin just tries to run him down, knowing that the ball's coming to him. Gets the interference call, but McDonald, with good concentration, watches eyes, just watches the football, brings it in, and then takes it in for the touchdown. Good arm strength by Michael Bishop. Threw it a long way.
And Gustin disgusted with himself. It's one of those things where, with the college rule, heck, if he had known, just go ahead and tackle him.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he was supposed to be over the top or someone, the corner, sat down on the play. Henry Bell, it may have been Henry Bell, supposed to continue with the wide receiver Darnell McDonald.
They're now saying officially 88 yards, and that is an Alamo Bowl record by McDonald to pull his team to within 3. Clopton 2 yards deep, and he'll go down on one knee. Well, coming up next, Sports Center immediately following our game with your host tonight, Carl Ravitch and Dan Patrick, standing by in Bristol.
Ron, two things. Purdue, first of all, has played a very good football game. They get a young team. This is a team they're going to have to be reckoned with next year in the Big Ten. Drew Brees will be a candidate for a lot of awards next year. Kansas State, I still think, and I'm still saying, they're the victim, you know, of not being picked up in this bowl alliance. The last loss.
BCS, Mike.
BCS, and I think it's hurt them tonight in this ball game. They're trying to get back in this thing.
Crabtree is going to be stopped for about a yard loss. Carter came over from his cornerback position, one of the first men there. Right now, what Joe Tiller wants to see happen is let that clock move, but they're going to have to move the chain several times to get it down where they want it.
Yeah, without a doubt now, Purdue needs a couple first downs. 5:48 left to go in this ball game.
Running play again. Crabtree takes a real shot from McGraw. You could see John come up quickly. Cooper was there as well. And now decision time, third down. And from where they're marking it, it's still going to be about 9 yards for the first.
Ron, and as you look at this play, Purdue will try to find a matchup where they like it the best. And they have tried unsuccessfully to go against Cooper tonight, number 40.
They're 2 of 15 on third down conversions, and they've missed their last 8. Cox makes the catch, and also Jones, I beg your pardon, and Cooper is right there to make the hit on him. They're not booing, it's cool.
Well, what happened on that play is they man coverage, and Jared Cooper ran across with Gabe Cox, and he read the screen. Watch number 40, Jared Cooper, as he goes across. Now he reads the screen. Now he breaks up and makes the tackle and forces this punt. Nice play by Cooper.
Daniels again, the man to snap. Low pass from center, gets his kick away, and this spiral's not going to turn over. Allen from the 42. That's the reason he leads the nation in kick returns. Danny Rogers, the punter, made the tackle.
And that's been the player of the game for Kansas State on offense. He has brought some excitement with him tonight.
35 yards in the kick and 32 on the return.
He just bursts here. I mean, he just shows you his speed, flat out cutting ability and working up the football field.
.402 to play. And K-State can smell momentum going in their direction. Here comes the quarterback draw. Still on his feet. And Bishop will take it close to the first down. Around the 16-yard line. Lorzell makes the tackle on him.
Well, Michael Bishop's not used to losing, Ron. In his junior college career, in his college career at Kansas State, 46-2. Pretty good odds for your quarterback. (30-27)
Purdue, but that lead is very much in jeopardy right here. They did move the chains. It is first down from the Boilermaker 16. Hickson breaks by a tackle, breaks by a second one as they try to take the ball away at the 11. Nugent is down there to make the tackle. You thought that he was going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. He gains 5.
Well, John Reeves got in the backfield along with another player for Purdue, but they just couldn't bring him down. As they're playing for the hardware now.
Joe Tiller trying to get his defense sparked. Bishop, quarterback draw again. And Gustin neckties him just shy of the 5-yard line.
Playing with a little more emotion now in this quarter. Michael Bishop, he's like turned it up a notch. These last 2 quarterback draws, he's running with more authority. You see a nice block by Ryan Young. Now all of a sudden the rush of Purdue is a non-factor because everything's going up inside.
And when you look at the difference, 309, the average size of the K-State line, to 268 for that defensive front for Purdue. When it comes to a muscle situation such as this, that it's a decided advantage to the Wildcats.
Yeah, and you chased Michael Bishop the entire ball game. You've had that long layoff. You tire out a little bit. Michael Bishop on the sideline right now getting the play.
Plenty of time on the play clock. It is at 13, now at 12, now 11. Bishop straight ahead with the quarterback sneak, and they will have the first down just inside the 5. Willie Felds, the junior out of Palatka, Florida, who has had a really outstanding game for Purdue, makes the tackle.
Here's Ron. We're in the huddle. Michael Bishop challenges that offensive line. This is a heavy senior football team on the offense. 4 seniors on that offensive line.
Now a timeout as the entire Purdue defense is walking toward the sideline, and it is the Boilermakers who call the timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:08 left in the ball game. Boilermakers by 3. Well, the hardware is on the sideline. No names have been engraved on there as yet. And the folks wearing purple are thinking that they're going to yank victory from that gentleman you were just looking at. Purdue has been shockingly on top and in command of this football game until about the last 6 or 7 minutes.
And you've seen a different Michael Bishop in that last period of time.
Purdue led at 27-13 with 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Hickson is tackled by O'Keefer.
And it's a credit to Bill Snyder and his coaching staff. We talked about the lack of concentration. We expected him not to be at emotional level in this ball game, yet here they are with 1:45 left, a chance to win this football game or to take the lead.
2nd and goal. Hickson met in the backfield as they got penetration, and Willie Fells again. Bishop quickly gets away from the offense, runs to the sideline to get the play rather than take a signal. And a timeout has been called again by Purdue's defense with 1:27 left. We'll take it with them. Right back. 30-27 our score as fight songs are being played and pom-poms are being waved, and we got 1:27 left. Don't forget Sports Center coming up next.
Ron, what makes Kansas State dangerous here is the option with Michael Bishop carrying this football.
So here they come to the line of scrimmage. It is 3rd down for the Wildcats. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown Swift. And there is a flag down, and might this celebration,
I think it's a personal foul on Purdue.
I beg your pardon. I was thinking maybe unsportsmanlike.
Let's see.
The touchdown is good. On the play, after the play is over, we got a dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
Wow.
Half the distance on the PAT.
What a nice call by Mark Mangino and Ron Hudson, and just a beautiful call to Justin Swift.
Martin Gramatica with the extra point attempt. Flag is down. Let's wait and check that. Offsides, Purdue.
They'll turn it down.
Now a field goal won't help you. Gotta score a touchdown.
Offside on the defense. Penalty is refused. PAT is good.
34-30, K-State.
Here's the touchdown. Michael Bishop with a good fake, and they were thinking option. And then raise up and throw the football to tight end Justin Swift. O'Keefer was in coverage, but just couldn't stay with Justin Swift. And Ron, kind of a bittersweet game for Bill Snyder. Again, he talked about being here, and he's losing 2 of his coaches, may lose a 3rd coach in Fabris, the linebacker coach, to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Mark Mangino has an offer. He can't afford to lose Mark Mangino because he runs and heads up the whole recruiting for him. So Bill Snyder, after this ball game, has got to piece some coaches together, and cannot afford to lose this man right here. Tough enough losing the 3 coaches that he's going to lose. But
Drew Brees on the sideline looking up at the clock. You got 1 minute 24 seconds to work with. Let's see if Gramatica kicks this one. Yep. Into the base of the end zone. They'll not return it.
Go back to all the missed opportunities Purdue's had in this ball game. The drop passes.
Cox deep over the middle.
Yeah.
And also, Bell on that interception when he dropped it in the wide open field. But they still have 1:24 left. Pass is low. That's the 49th pass attempt by Drew Brees, looking for Jones. A lot of people still asking the question, how did Drew Brees come out of Austin, Westlake High School, and nobody in Texas or the Big 12 recruit him? As a starter, never lost a football game in high school. But he did have a serious knee injury. I've heard a lot of reasons why he was not taken. But he's still got 2 more years at Purdue.
He's going to do a lot of winning for the Boilermakers.
Steps up, gets it away, and that one is too low. The most difficult thing for them next year, he could be not only as good but better, but they lose Iowa and Illinois on their schedule, and they pick up Ohio State and Michigan, and both of those games are on the road. That is not a good swap.
No, but they return most of their football team, and they've nationally recruited more since Joe Tiller's been there. They only have 4 starters from the state of Indiana. So they're all over the country, which goes from his Wyoming days.
2 of 16 third down conversions, and they have missed their last 9. Brees' pass got it complete, and they'll have the first down.
A good effort by Chris Daniels.
Brees' pass complete to Chris Daniels.
1:07 showing on the clock.
First down, Purdue.
Now it's whistled back in. 104, now 103. Gets this one complete. That's Randall Lane.
Sometimes they have trouble with the easier catches, but Randall Lane just snatches one out of the sky for Drew Brees.
Just beyond Chris Daniels, and a flag is down. Holding, I believe, is going to be the call
on Lamar Chapman, number 1, because he kind of grabbed out. It looked like to slow the receiver down. Chris Daniels, the intended receiver. Lamar Chapman, who's played well tonight.
We have pass interference on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
As we said, Chris Daniels, receiver, and not much contact, but enough to get that flag.
Penalty yards, well, they have been considerable. Breeze gonna run it, and he's got a lot of running room. Gonna take it as far as he can, and he did get out of bounds. Very wisely got what he could when diving out of bounds. Chapman was there, but he is down around the 25, and that's enough for the first down.
Here's where Drew Brees is really good at, because he can feel the rush. Jared Cooper, number 40, is going to come from the top of the screen. He feels the pressure, ducks up underneath, and picks up the first down, and then tries to get out of bounds. Lamar Chapman on the hit.
You could see his wide receiver wisely coming off rather than throwing a block and being called for a clip. Breeze lofts it for the end zone. Got him there. Touchdown, Isaac Jones.
Can't throw the ball any better than that. Drew Brees stuck it right in there to Isaac Jones. What a drive for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Extra point is good. A 3-point game with 30 seconds left. And I mean, the K-State bench and their side of the field is sitting in stunned silence. They cannot believe that Drew Brees took that football and went down the field on their defense.
That's as good as a pro drive on Sunday for John Elway. Denver comeback. Drew Brees just finds Isaac Jones open. He adjusts to the football, makes that touchdown catch, and puts the Boilermakers ahead. The senior starter on the offense, Isaac Jones.
And I think there were probably 10 groans in the Big Ten Conference. That's the other 10 coaches that know this guy's going to be around for 2 more years and they got to face him.
Well, that's a great drive. And if they can end this season with the win, as I said before, this is a young football team that will contend for the Big Ten championship next year.
Now here's the next dilemma. You're not out of the woods yet. You can't kick away to K-State because Murphy has already proven that he can take it the distance. You know, do you line drive kick?
Yeah,
what do you do, Mike?
line drive it right here and get good coverage, because still a field goal with 30 seconds would tie this thing.
Well, Gramatica's kick, his longest is 65 yards. So that means you got to get it around the 48-yard line of Purdue, and you still got an opportunity. You see his numbers, and he is relacing that shoe. And there's the kick on the ground, and it's bobbled for a moment. Now Murphy trying to find some place to run, and he is going to be hemmed in at the 11-yard line. And the bad thing about it is he wasted about 8 seconds off the clock.
Well, a nice job there on the kick. A little knuckleball.
Willie Fells playing special teams as well. For all the wonderful things that happened offensively on the drive, defensively, Fells, Roosevelt, Colvin, O'Keefer, Wakori.
Can't forget Gus.
Nugent,
2 interceptions.
Nugent scored a touchdown. Destin had 2 interceptions in the ballgame. This defense.
Reeves has played very well at the linebacker spot.
Yep. Breeze doesn't want to look on the sideline.
This will be big for him to come back home.
Oh. Bishop back in the end zone. rolling it. Flag has come down way behind the play, and that runs the clock down to 16 seconds.
There's got to be a hold.
Way back at the 5-yard line, this marker was thrown. You can see Colvin pointing, say, yeah, let's take it back. So does O'Keefer.
I believe they were holding O'Keefer.
I think Colvin is as good a defensive end as we've seen the entire year. What do you think?
He's a good player. Here's the hold right here, a tackle on O'Keefer, and that'll take him all the way back to the Alamo here. Thomas Barnett, the freshman walk-on. Can't lose too much yardage from the 5, but you lose a little.
Colvin, the defensive player of the game, 8 tackles, 3 sacks for 25 yards.
And Ron, before we get off this thing, this Alamo Bowl has been a great sight this whole week with these fans here. It's been very colorful.
Mike, our crew's had this game 3 times, have been here for the Final 4 last year and saw the regionals the year prior to that. This city does a great job for sports events.
Excellent.
Bishop rolls the pocket. Throws as he is hit, and this was just up in the air for grabs. And it is tipped, and it is not intercepted. 7 seconds showing on the clock. Both Ben Smith and Adrian Beasley were there. Don't forget, SportsCenter is coming up next. Right now, it's going to take a miracle for K-State to pull this thing out. And Mike, the only thing I can liken this situation for K-State to is Arkansas, who had the opportunity up at Tennessee to come away with the biggest upset of the year. They lost that football game, and then the next week they lost again. It's like they couldn't retrieve it. And K-State, much a similar situation as far as they thought they had it regrouped, and they're going to wind up losing to this young Purdue football team, it would appear right now.
Takes a lot out of you, Ron. You lose that goal, and plus add to it Purdue, a team that just frustrates you along with the ball game that they lost. Drew Brees has had an outstanding ball game. Joe Tiller, his staff, congratulations to them. To Bill Snyder, I don't know of any coaching staff that's done as good a job in the last 10 years.
Well, here's that schedule we were talking about for Purdue. They keep Notre Dame. They got Central Florida, Central Michigan, Northwestern, at Michigan, at Ohio State, and back-to-back weekends. Those are the 2 games they pick up, losing Iowa and Illinois. And they get Michigan State, Penn State at home, and you can see the at Minnesota, the Wisconsin, then open and close it out with Indiana.
With Alamo.
Lorzell on the sideline. All the Purdue players asking their backers to stand up and to lend support. The secondary has dropped off 38 and 40 yards downfield just to make sure that no home run ball is thrown on them on what should be the final play of this ball game. Bishop runs up into the pocket. 2 seconds down to 1, gets his pass away, and it is going to be intercepted. John Reeves with the interception is knocked out of bounds, and this one is over. And Joe Tiller gets a cool bath, and this is an excited Purdue football team.
Again, Ron, you got to credit Purdue. They came to play, and they played, and they made that drive that won the football game. The hats off to both these coaching staffs. They've had great years.
So Drew Brees to Isaac Jones, and that was the difference maker as Purdue, a big underdog by over 2 touchdowns in this ball game, comes up with the upset, 37-34. Coming up next, SportsCenter with Carl Ravitch and Dan Patrick. And don't forget, Bowl Week continues tomorrow night. It's Arizona meeting Nebraska in the Culligan Holiday Bowl. For Mike Godfrey, Adrian Karsten, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ron Franklin. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations to the Purdue Boilermakers, champions of the 1998 Builder Square Alamo Bowl.